I'm so
Very
excited.
so. Girl, you and me both.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this. I was like, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but I definitely am
You know
loving the
what?
vibes.
I for a second I was like, you know what? This gonna be a God did it type of one. Because the way my
Yeah,
life is set up,
yeah,
and the way I know your life is easy too. I'm like,
girl.
God gonna make it happen.
Yes, absolutely. All right, you guys, welcome back to another episode of the Life with G podcast. It's your girl G, the Puerto Rican podcast princess, your favorite baby mama in the building. And I have a very, very special guest tonight. I will let her introduce herself.
What's up, everybody? My name is Shii, and I am a Tampa local artist, also baddie mom, and we are here. We're super excited to be here.
Yes. I've been waiting on this for a long time. I think I like low key kind of stalked your TikTok. And I was
I
like,
love it.
I love her. I love her personality. You guys should definitely go follow her. We'll link her stuff in the description below. Yeah, and I just felt like I saw a kindred spirit. And then I found out you were Puerto Rican. And I was like, oh hell yeah, I have to get her on the podcast. Can you give us the basics? What's your age? What's your sign?
Girl, yes. So I actually just turned 26.
Okay, happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm an Aries, funny
Oh,
enough. And I gave birth
okay.
to an Aries, so that's love.
Did you
I
really?
did. I did. Oh yes, this is yeah. It's a we're so alike that we butt heads because we just understand each other so well. It's a really
Mm,
icky dynamic. I love it to
yes.
pieces.
Oh my
I couldn't
goodness.
do without.
And how old is your daughter?
My daughter's 6.
Oh my god. Okay, wait. So our daughters are the same age. That's crazy. Oh my god. And you're in Tampa. You're right there.
I'm right here. I'm right here in
I-
Tampa. I've been here for a long time now, and I'm probably gonna be here for a little while longer.
yeah.
Um, so it's great. I love it. I had her at 20, and
Okay.
it's cute because I'm like, damn, when I turn 30, she gonna turn 10, and then when I turn 40, she gonna be 20. Well, we gonna
Oh,
be
that's
outside with it.
crazy.
Very. When you put it into
Y'all's
perspective like
decades
that,
match up. Wow.
yeah.
I feel like there's like a very big spiritual element in that some way,
I think
somehow.
so too. And you know why I feel that way? I feel that way because she's so much like me when
Mhm.
I was her age that I feel like God just gave me an opportunity to essentially raise little me,
Yeah.
myself, now being
Yeah.
older, wiser, having seen a lot more life. So it does feel
Mm.
very full circle to me for sure, just because I see so much of me in her, and I'm like, oh, it's such a beautiful thing. I try to like talk to her a little different. Like I remember I used to act like that. How would I have been wanting to be
Mhm.
spoken to? So it really is just
Right.
we're like this.
I love
So
that. I was just talking to my homegirl the other day and I was like, before I had kids, I wanted nothing but boys. I was like, forget the girls, give me nothing but boys. And then I had a boy, now he's doing boy things. And I just look at my little girl and I'm like, oh, she's my baby. I don't have favorites, but it's different being a girl mom. It just hits
right.
different.
It is. I've always said for my next kid, I wanted a boy. So
Yeah.
if one day it's meant to happen, I feel like I'm meant to be both a boy mom and a girl mom.
Yeah. Oh,
So
girl, it's fun. It's just my son at that age, they're only a year apart or almost a year apart.
oh
And I'm
yeah.
just like, you're doing boy stuff. Like, give me my girl space. But yeah, oh my gosh. See, I already like the vibe. We haven't even gotten into the topic, but this is gonna drop either Tuesday, or I might give it some time for us to run more promos for it. So right after Mother's Day, I'm thinking it's gonna drop that
Her.
Tuesday. So we're giving mom vibes. I love it. And
It
you became a
is.
mom at 20.
I did. I did become a mom at 20. I got pregnant at 6 at baby. Whoa,
I'm about
blooper.
to say the math ain't
19.
mapping.
The math.
It's there. We finding it.
I'm finding it. I got
Yes.
pregnant. at 19 and I had my daughter at 20. I was
Okay.
finishing tech school at the time. I went for my technical degree in recording arts and show production. However,
Oh,
I've yet to work in my field, obviously, because having a baby, it'll do that to
ah,
you.
yeah.
And I'm actually really excited because I made a very big girl move and I'm going back to school.
Okay. When are you starting that up?
In July, so I'm really excited
Shit.
about it. I'm really, really excited about it. I'm taking care of all the enrollment stuff next week, so I'm just like, eesh.
Oh my goodness. What led you to that decision? Because being a mom, it's like I've thought about going back to school, but I'm like, you're a mom who has the time. So how did you get to
No.
that headspace?
You know what? I'm gonna be so honest with you. It was a God did it type of thing.
Mm,
I feel like it's been upon my heart to go back for something because these little jobs just don't do it for me. And if there's anything
dang.
outside of the music that I want to do, ooh, I done dropped you. If there's anything outside of the music that I want to do, it's help people.
Yeah.
I find so much fulfillment in helping people, and any chance that I get to extend that outwards just it feels right to me. And I asked God, I said, put the right impression on my heart. Lead me to the path that I'm supposed to be on. What are you calling
Hmm.
me to do? And I had like a bit of an idea, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna let you put the impression on my heart.
Right.
And I sure did. I prayed about it. I wrote it down. I slept on it. I woke up in the morning the next day and I said, this is it. This is what I
Mm,
want to do. I know what you're calling me to do now. And I felt such a certainty behind it. Cause for me to go back to school, I mean, I've been 7 years out of school now. Like,
right, right, right.
for me to do it, it's gotta be something I feel really, really good about. But I
Yeah.
genuinely feel like it's right for me. So I'm going back to I'm gonna become a nurse.
Okay.
Gonna become a
I love
nurse.
that.
I feel really good about it. I want to be a mom and baby nurse.
Okay.
So I'm going to school to get my RN BSN. It's a 3-year
Nice.
program, and I'm really excited about it. I'm really, really, really
I
excited
love
about it.
that. I love well, congratulations. That's
Thank
a big
you.
decision to make. And yeah, definitely God led. So yeah, we wish you nothing but the best. You will be successful when it comes to that. Yes, I'm gonna
And
speak that
will.
into existence.
And that's
I
off
love
God.
that. Have you talked to your daughter about you going back to school? Has she said anything to
Oh,
you?
she's super excited. She's like, oh, we
Yeah.
can do homework together. And I'm like, we sure
Oh,
can. We can sit up at this table and do homework together. We surely can. She's
I love
excited.
it.
She's excited. She's telling everybody, my mommy's gonna be a nurse. She's gonna take
I
care of
love
people.
it.
She's gonna save people. And I'm just like, see, that's beautiful. She
Mm-hmm.
told me the other day that I'm her hero and that
Mm.
I help take care of her. So she says she's very happy that I'm not gonna take care of other people. And I'm like,
That just warms it. See, when your kids start speaking life into you, you're like,
you
oh
know,
shit. And you realize like, okay, somebody's watching. Like I gotta do it for
right.
them.
Like I gotta do it. I gotta do it. And realistically, I mean, you watched my journey
Yeah.
on TikTok. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very vocal about my situations and what I'm experiencing in the moment.
Yeah.
And I did recently, just last week, make a video about how lost I felt. And it's
Mm,
just so crazy to see the turnaround in a week's time
yeah.
of just like that sense of lost, like I don't know what to do, and then here we go a week later, and I'm filled with a certainty that's like I know what I'm supposed to do
You
now,
just know.
and
Yeah.
that's just the power of prayer. That's the power of God right there.
Amen.
And the older you
Amen.
get, I feel like it hits you more. It hits you more, and
Mm-hmm.
listen. Let me tell you, once that frontal lobe starts developing for us women, it hits us like a brick. Discernment is one hell of a thing, baby. Dis-
I love it. I love your personality and everything, but it's facts. Everything she's saying is pure facts.
That's what I'm
Absolute facts.
saying. That is what I'm saying. Like it's it's just it's the craziest thing to me because I feel
Mhm.
like you could have gone about things so differently before,
Yeah.
and then now you just feel this overwhelming need to prey upon everything.
Mhm.
I'm talking about the discernment so high that, man, I got the wrong person in my ear, and my ear starts, and I'm,
Oh, you feel
oh,
it.
I
You
can't
just
talk to you no
know.
more. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't talk to you no more. I gotta go. What?
Oh. And you know what? Shout out you to actually listen for like listening to that. Cause so often we get the messages and we just be like, I didn't hear nothing, and we keep it going because it feels good. But you gotta listen. I like that.
Exactly. I like it too. Ooh, hold on, the baby calling me. Hold on.
Okay. Okay. I think we were talking about your journey on TikTok as well. You being transparent,
Yes.
sharing your story. The video in question that you were talking about, was that the one I commented on where I was like, girl, I feel you?
Yes.
Oh my
That was the
God.
one.
I
And
felt
that
that.
video, girl, I had so many people privately DM me and just like say how they felt too. And I was like,
Mm.
so it's not just me.
For our viewers who aren't aware of the video that we're talking about, if you want to explain to them, and we might be able to like clip it and add it if you're cool with that.
I just feel like I've worked so hard. I've done so much, and I've gotten so little. And realistically, I'm not making enough money. I'm not making enough money. I'm being a parent. Like, it's so hard. And there's just such little money left over to do anything that I really want to do for her, besides just pay the damn bills. Just pay the damn bills. Like, it's really frustrating because I'm not happy and I'm not even giving the amount of time that I wish I could give because it's just work, 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 work. And then the days blend in together and it's just like, here we on a random Thursday, just like, what the fuck? Brain barely functioning. There's so much to do, such little time, not enough money. When are things gonna change? So we pray for change, we pray for change, we pray for change. And you wake up the next day and you feel a little more hopeful. And you say, God, it's all in your hands. Just lead me, and I will follow.
You explain to my audience basically what you were saying in that video and how you were feeling when you were making the video.
So when I recorded that video, um I was coming home from work, I think, and I felt so drained and I felt so depressed and I could not really fully understand why I felt so low. The money not there. The the bills keep adding up. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not happy. I don't feel fulfilled. And it's seeping into other aspects of my life. It's just this dead end routine of wake up, take her to school, go to this job that I'm not necessarily in love with. I love my
Mhm.
peoples. I've met wonderful people. But when it comes to what I do, it's not something that I'm passionate about. And when it hit me
Yeah.
real hard like that, I said, you know what? I need to tell people about this because I know I'm not the only one. And if I'm pushing somebody to get up and make a big step towards changing their life, then I know I'm doing something.
Yeah.
And for me, it was like that. That video was like a wake up call, not just for me, but I feel like for a lot of people that watch my
Mhm.
page because so many people hit me up after that video and was like, man, like I really feel you. Like, yeah, I'm going through it too. Or like, you're really brave for like, doing what you're doing. I'm like, I would hope so. I would hope
Yeah.
so. I should be terrified. I'm a single mom about to go back into school at the ripe age of 26. I should be scared. I feel so calm.
Yeah, as you, and because it was divinely led. You prayed on it and you had that, like you said, discernment, and now you know. And I love that for you because so many times we just don't know. And I know in that video, that's what I felt. I was feeling the same way. I think I even like kind of got choked up because I had said something very similar not too long ago. And I feel
Mhm.
like as women, as a mother, single mothers, just because we can do it doesn't mean that it's easy.
Oh, no.
It's not. I don't think that people understand truly unless you're in it how much of a sacrifice it is, and you don't get no slack. You don't get any slack. You're the mother. You have to figure it out. So I was feeling
Exactly.
that completely, and we make a lot of sacrifices as single
We
parents.
do.
So yeah.
And not just that, but we're playing 2 roles. We're not
Mhm.
just mom, the nurturer, the caretaker. We're also dad, the disciplinary figure, the breadwinner, the
Mhm.
the go-getter. Like
Yeah.
we have to be both, and we have to
Yeah.
be able to balance both without breadcrumbing our child. And that is where a lot of things get, you know,
Yeah. And I
balance
know
with that is hard.
I am fortunate enough that my children's father is very involved. Is the father of your daughter pretty involved, or is it more? See, oh God, has it always been like that, or was there like a period where it fell off? So at 19, you find out you're pregnant. Was he like from the beginning, just like I don't want any parts, or was it?
From the very beginning, he seemed excited. I had a little hope. And then he hit me with the, I think you should.
Ugh,
And I was like, I'm sorry. You want me to what? No. And I remember
mm-mm.
specifically looking him dead in the eyes and I said, I'm going to have this baby with or without you.
Damn.
And I did. And I surely did. I surely
How
did.
and that's just such a testimony in itself because obviously it takes two people, and especially if you felt like this is my person, you would think it's going to bring you closer. But a lot of women and a lot of men, but we're focusing on women because it's Mother's Day. All right, so we're going to focus on us for a minute. But a lot of women experience that where it's like, I'm in love with this person, we're going to have this baby, we should at
Yeah,
least care enough to try to make it work. And that's just unfortunately not a priority to the partners.
exactly. I feel like
Yeah.
it was a tough situation because at the time frame where I had met him, I was going to school in a city that was, new to me, fresh out of high school. I was really depressed. I didn't have a lot of self-worth like I should have.
Mm,
And I let in that time frame of my life men be the deciding factor of my worth. And I think that's where I got myself into this situation because I knew all along that he was no good. Truly, I
mm,
did. And we was doing what we was doing. We was not being careful. So it wasn't really a surprise, but it still felt like, whoa, because we
yeah.
just weren't expecting it. And I technically couldn't have any. It's calmed down over the years after my surgeries, but I've had a lot of issues with my ovaries over the years since I was
Right.
young. And it was they told me after, once I had gotten pregnant and everything that, they do all the initial testing and just
Yeah.
to make sure everything's good.
Mhm.
Um, they're looking at my ovaries and stuff, and they were like, man, like, this is a miracle baby. And I'm like, that's
Yeah.
crazy. They're like, the way that things look in there, the fact that you're pregnant right now is a miracle. And I
See.
felt like it was my time. I was being called to be a mother and I felt very strongly about it. And on top of that, I was raised Catholic. It's not I support anyone who needs to go that route, and I will be the first to tell you if you are not ready, do not do it.
Mhm.
However, for me in that time frame, I felt that was my only opportunity to be a parent. And it might just be. I don't know
Mm.
if I can have more, you
Yeah.
know? So That's something that we gonna cross that bridge when we get there. When I got one of these and I'm ready to pop a
Yes.
number two. But
Yes, girl.
yeah, girl, it's she really is my miracle baby. And I
Oh
almost
my
died after giving
goodness.
birth to. So it really was a
Wow.
very like oof situation for me. I got tested. I got tested in every which way, but here we are. She's 6. I have such an amazing support system. I'm with my family. I moved back in with them after I got pregnant. I've been with them since, and she's got a very loving home here. She's never wanting for anything, and I think that that makes a really big difference, and it's made for a very, very sweet, loving child.
I love that. I love that. There's always that shining light at the end of it, especially like you don't know if you can have any more kids or anything like that. I have to ask you, I had a couple pregnancy scares before, and I
Mhm.
remember being terrified, especially because I was Latina, of having a child out of wedlock.
Oh, girl.
Okay. So I'm curious in your situation, if you don't mind to talk about that a little bit, like how did your family deal with it? And do you feel like being Latino contributed to that at all?
Oh, 1,000%. I listen, you know how it is as Puerto Ricans, we're very tight knit, we're very
Yeah.
family oriented, and all I've ever seen growing up is, I mean, my parents are about to hit their 30-year anniversary. My
Mhm.
grandparents, before my grandmother passed, they were like 50 something years. My other set of grandparents as well. So it's all I've ever known. So for me to get pregnant out of wedlock was not just a slap to the face for me, but to
Mm.
everyone else in the
To
family because
them,
it's
yeah.
like it was really hard for everyone to kind of wrap their heads around at first, and especially for me. I'm the kind of person that if I'm going through something real serious, I shut down. I just go quiet. I won't talk to
Mm.
anybody. You'll see me in my love. You know,
In your
I'm
corner, yeah.
I'm tucked away
Yeah.
because it was really hard for me, and I struggled with that a lot. I think in the first like 2 to 3 years of her life, I it's so sad to say and admit, but it's true. I was actively looking for someone to fill that role, and I was in
Mm.
relationships that I shouldn't have been in. I mean, I almost got married. Like that's
Mm.
a story time I even talked about a couple years back on my TikTok. And I'm glad I didn't because it just wasn't a good situation. It was just toxic. But again, just me
Yeah.
wanting so badly to fill that role, to have a complete family unit. I'm at the point now, I mean, we 6 years in this, where it's like it's not my season to
Mhm.
be loved. And I've had to. It's, oh, girl, when I tell you it's been a rough one,
Mm.
I've cried. Oh, how I've cried. It
Why do you feel
hurts.
that way? Why do you feel like it's not your season to experience love?
I just know it's not because I've tried so hard at it, and
Mm.
I've met some wonderful people and some pretty shitty people, and it's just always the same thing. I just seem to
Mhm.
attract the emotionally unavailable. I never seem to attract an emotionally available, a ready man. They all
Yeah.
say they are, but when push comes to shove,
They
it
not
ain't that.
acting on
It's
it.
oh,
Mhm.
really not ready for a relationship. Okay, so you got it. So I
Yeah.
feel like I'm at this point where okay, boom, I have my child. We have that. If this was my only chance to have one, boom, we locked that down. At this point, I feel like what God has been calling me to do for a long time and I have ignored was to lock in and secure a career for me because I love my music. I really do. And I'm not giving up
Mhm.
on it. This isn't me giving up on it. This is me saying, I need to raise a kid with a good head on their shoulders. And
Mhm.
in order to do that, I have to have my head on right, which means I have to get serious and I have to secure something substantial because she's only gonna get older. She only gonna require more from me, and I didn't have the money to do that. The money
Yeah.
ain't going. What am I gonna come from? Baby, child support don't get paid. I don't get none, and
Mm,
he on it. You know what I mean? It's like it's
yeah.
just it's me. It's my income and my income alone,
Yeah.
and my bills are a lot. And as much as I love my music ain't paying for that right now. It's
Mm-mm.
not. And if it was just me, it'd be different. I'd give it my all. I'd give it my
Yeah.
all. But that's not
Poof.
the case. That's not the
Mm-hmm.
case. I have a kid to worry about. So it's like that's one of those sacrifices that we were talking about. You know, it's like I have to put that dream and that passion a little bit to the side so that I can handle business. And I just feel like I'm a lover girl as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that I'm sacrificing love, because if it was my moment to receive it, God God would have made a way for it. Because I've been
Mm-hmm.
open. Oh, I healed. I healed. I took my time. I backed up. I healed. I talked to a little people here and there, but it wasn't nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But it just it just really feels like what I'm being called to do right now is to sacrifice a little more
Mm-hmm.
for future success. And if my husband comes in the time frame where I'm bettering myself these next few years, then so be it. It's gonna be
Yeah.
nothing but God. Let me tell
Mm-hmm.
you, I'm always actively seeking love,
I got you. I got you.
and that's where the problem arises. I never let it just find me, and then when I did let it find me last year, it wasn't what I thought it was.
Mm,
At the end of the day, when push came to shove, he wasn't ready. And it's something that really hurt me because I
mm.
thought he was wonderful. Girl, I was so blindsided. I thought when I met him, oh, I met my husband. Hold
You
on.
just knew it. Damn.
And he's just not ready. Maybe later on, I don't know. He's a wonderful person, but
Yeah.
again, it's just not that. It's just not that. And I won't put anything past nobody. Like I said, if it's meant to happen, it will happen.
Mhm.
And God's gonna bring that person into my life when he's supposed to. But then I also know that
Yeah.
there is a deep wound that I'm still healing from in regards to love. That until I fully heal from that, I won't be able to give someone my all like I have in previous situations.
Yeah.
So that's another thing.
Do you feel like I don't even know. I don't even like the I don't know if I would like if someone asked me this question, but I'ma ask because
Ask
we're
it.
2
Get
single
on.
moms here. Do you feel like 'cause I identified with you when you said that you were actively, searching for love.
Mm-hmm.
I think we've been single around the same time frame, and for both of our daughters are 6.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't had anybody to, like, call mine because, like you said, commitment, things like that, but I always wondered, and it's been told to me that single moms specifically, like, we have a habit of doing that because we want some help. We need some help. We're trying to find somebody to play stepdaddy. But I never viewed it that way. I will say that. That might be how it's perceived by other people, but I really just like shit, I want love. And because I have a child, I
Yeah.
don't want to not have love. It makes me want love even more. So for you, how do you think being a single mom plays into your dating life?
Oh, baby, I'm so glad you asked this question. Baby, I ain't shy. I ain't shy at all.
Tell it all, girl. Tell it
Tell it
all.
all. Because the thing is, like, for me, like, my daughter's my world. I want to give her my everything. And when it comes to living my daily life, I feel like for a long time I struggle with, like, okay, who am I even right now? Because I don't even know who I am, what I want, what I like. Who is Gabby? Who is she? I don't know who neither one of them is at this point. I feel like I lost both my personalities. And then
Yeah.
I try really hard to find it. And I feel like last year, when I hit my low point and up and quit that job that I had, it just it really hit me because I did a crazy thing as a single parent. Just up and quit a job with nothing lined up.
Damn.
I DoorDash for a month and I secured the job that I have now. And And from securing this job to meeting all the wonderful people that I've met, I found myself. I like established my look. Like I got like my look now. Like people at work are
Okay.
like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. Yeah, this is real cute. I really like that. You look good. And I'm like, I worked really hard to like get this. You know what I mean? It's like
I
I
love
found
it.
like my look. I found like, what like makes me happy on like a day-to-day basis. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of like took the time last year after that crazy relationship that I was in. That was just insane. And I said I was gonna commit myself to the healing process after that, and I did. And I feel like because I took that healing process so seriously, I was able to refine myself and relearn myself. And even though I met someone along that journey and did catch feelings for that person, I also am at the point where I can love them without being in love with them because I
Mhm.
just love me more.
Yeah.
Like I feel like nothing could break me away from that love that I have for me now, and I lacked that in that last relationship that I was in 2 years ago. That's what really set it in for me.
Mm,
Just being treated like that, being spoken to like that, being done that way was just such a slap to the face. I mean, it was the most degrading thing I've ever experienced in my life.
mm,
And it woke me up in such a way, and it made me feel so low. And anytime that I, feel like, oh, I feel like I'm at a low point, like maybe I don't really know who I am, I look back and I think of those moments. I'm like, you've come a really long way, mamas. You've come a
mhm.
really long way. I might have bad days these days, but when it comes out to it, at least I don't got nobody demonic son bothering me.
She ain't telling no lies. Cause it be
Jesus,
y'all sons, ladies. It be y'all sons,
it be y'all
respectfully.
sons. Like, God damn, somebody
Oh my
demonic ass son
god.
bothering me. Like, no,
For real. And it really
no.
be I know you mentioned meeting this person like along your journey. And I don't know why for me I feel like every time I decided like I don't need a man, I'm just gonna focus on myself. That's when the
Every
one will
time.
pop up.
That's how this happened. I had just said that. And then boom, I met him. And it was so
You
natural and
know
it was
what
so
it
crazy. And I was
is?
like,
Right. And it's a test. It's a test.
it's a
Damn
test.
it.
It's literally
It's
just
a
a test.
test.
It's just a test. But you know what? I have so much love for that man. And it's great because we're friends to an extent. I
Yeah.
can't hang around him too long. But for what it's worth, like, I even shared all this stuff with him,
Mhm.
and he was so supportive about it. And, it's just like, you just come to understand that not everyone is meant to be a romantic um, connection.
Mhm.
Some people are just genuinely meant to come into your life to show you love, to remind you, hey, it's out there. It's
Yeah.
not with me, but it's out there.
Mhm.
I think that's a hard concept for us to grasp though,
It is.
because we're lovers. That's
We're lover
just
girls. And we're Latina. We're
and we're
Latina.
Latina
We're fire
too.
signs. You're an Aries. I'm a Leo.
You
What do
hear
you
me?
expect? Shit.
Literally,
It's
like we
gonna
we
be like that.
crave that. We crave that commitment. We crave
Yeah.
that intimacy. And it's a really hard concept to grasp when you are like, dude, I just want to be
Yeah.
loved. Like, what the fuck? It's so crazy, but he really did teach me a lot about myself, and I'm very grateful for the fact that I met him when I did because he really showed me. He brought some life
Yeah.
back into me after what I went through with my ex.
Mhm.
I feel like my self-esteem was so low, my self-worth was on an all-time low. Like it was just really like it was one of them things that I was like, damn, like I really don't feel like me. And he helped me a lot in that journey, and I looking back, I'm not even mad that we didn't work out. It's more like, damn, you know what? Thank you for
For the
teaching me about
time. Yeah.
me and helping me refine myself, because he was a key part of that journey. He
Yeah.
really was. So it's like I really did meet a lot of people here that did that for me. And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I'm at a point now where I not because I wasn't able to do this before. I've I've been, well, I had been dating and stuff. And when I tell you, the second that somebody says something or did something I ain't like, this ain't gonna work.
Basura.
I
Take him
saw
to the
that. And
trash.
that was never me before. I'm the
Yeah.
type to give 1,000 chances and, oh, it's okay. He's just going through some. Cool. I don't give a damn what you going through. I gotta go home and raise a
She said
kid.
no grace. No grace is gonna be
No
given.
grace. No grace is gonna be
I
given, no
for
love.
real. You can't give grace out. I feel like the grace, I don't know, and maybe I'm just projecting, but I feel like the grace that especially as single mothers give to the men that we date is grace that would not be given to us.
Would not be given to
Is
us.
not
And you're
given
not
to us, but we wish
wrong.
it was.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Let a man come correct. Let a man approach me on some. How can I be an asset to your life as my woman?
And we're gonna reciprocate it, fellas. We would reciprocate it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody come correct. Papa,
All
what you
about how
want?
you know. Exactly.
What you want?
And with respect. And with respect. Don't treat us like
Yes,
we're less than, because that's
that's what I'm
that's a big thing
saying.
too.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta
Yeah.
uplift your woman, especially women like us. We got a good head on our shoulders. We know what we want, what we need. We ain't the type to play with. So if you gonna approach us, you better come on now.
Yeah.
Be real. Be
For real.
super real. If you see it and you know it's out your league, why you trying? You can't handle this. You wish you could handle my Latina ass.
She,
Shit. Don't
she
piss me off, child. What?
She said what she said, and I agree with everything that she said. Man, being a single mom, especially in 2025, I think is absolutely
It's
ridiculous. I feel like it's
scary.
getting hard out here. I was looking
It's
up stuff.
scary.
It is so scary. It's really it's sad. And with the way things are going, I know y'all don't like it when I
Bro,
get too political, but I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I'm so sorry, She. I just gotta let them know. I'm
you
gonna start
better.
talking about political shit. All right. It's getting a little too personal. All right. And you guys know what I'm talking about. So there's no point in having a podcast if we don't talk about the real shit. So
You
just
hear
know it's
me?
coming down the pipeline. I'm gonna educate myself some more. And then we talking about these motherfucking politics. Anyways, um, girl, it's too much not to talk on it. It's too much.
It's too much.
Too
It's too
much.
much. It really is.
Mhm. So I was looking up some stats for us, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't like these, and I want to gauge what your reaction to this is as well. I haven't looked into statistics on single moms in the U.S. in a long time, but this doesn't make me happy. So, as of 2025. 81% of single parent households in the US are headed by women. That's not a surprise. But Latina women are among the fastest growing groups of solo mothers, which I had no idea.
Wow.
And another alarming stat is says that Puerto Rican women specifically face disproportionately high poverty rates. Nearly 40% of Puerto Rican single mothers live below the poverty line. And that many single mothers, as we know, are working two or more jobs and sometimes even skipping meals in order to be able to feed their children, even with the 2 to 3 jobs, y'all. So I want to get into that because it's stats not just about being single mothers, but specifically Latinas. And I feel like Hispanics are under attack in this country in general. So I want to talk about that with a fellow Latina. It feels good to have you on. What do you think about those stats?
It's really sad to see, because it's like, I'm about to say something crazy.
Go ahead, girl.
Baby, who the hell thought about the idea of let's give women breakfast? Give it to the men. Give it
Yeah.
to the men. Because why you out here impregnating people you can't take care of?
Yeah. don't want to take
Like,
care of. And some of y'all
like,
can, you just don't want to.
right. And see, and that's the thing. And I feel like us Puerto Rican women specifically, we are so headstrong and we have such bold personalities, and we really will do whatever it takes to get this shit taken care of. But
Hmm.
at the end of the day, it's like, damn, it's true. Like I worked two jobs at a point in time. It's like it's a lot because no matter how many hours you work, how many jobs you work, girl, the money still don't be there.
Hmm.
And it's the same. And man, listen, I'm grateful that I have my parents' roof over my head because I know that there's women out there that do not have that. They do not have that
Girl.
luxury, and
Mm-mm.
that's a lot. That's a lot, and
Yeah.
I commend them. If I could afford it, I would have been out here. I can. I've tried multiple
Let
times.
me tell
It's
you
hard.
something. The dumbest shit I've ever done. I don't think I've ever talked about this on the podcast. So I got a divorce. Well, I was separated, right? So I leave, and of course I'm chilling in my parents' crib. But I just wanted, I just needed to be outside. I wasn't living with him for so long. I think I was 26 when I left. Yeah, because I had her at 26. So at this point, I've been grown, not listening to my parents. And you know how Latino parents are. You can't just move in with them and them not have to say so. So it comes back the curfew, comes back. And I'm like, I'm a mother. My mom's mothering my children more than me. And I'm like, anyways. So I was losing my mind. So
Me
I saved
right
up.
now.
Yeah, girl. And you've been doing it for how long?
6 years.
Yeah, girl, I commend you because I just and me and my daddy, I'm stubborn like my father, so we would get into it. And anyways, I saved up just enough to have a little savings and enough for first month, last month's rent, and I got the fuck up out of there. And I was like, oh, I'm doing something. I'm as independent. I ain't got to listen to them. That is the biggest regret that I have. Because had I just given it a year, given it a couple years, I could have saved up for a house. I could have done all the things if I would have just
Yeah.
swallowed my pride and stay with my parents again. But that I feel like Latino parents hover, and if you're a single parent and your Latino parents, it's a very interesting dynamic for
Yeah,
sure.
they step in a certain way that sometimes it can be a little too much, and then you kind of have to be like, you do know I'm the parent, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And that's why I say I'm super grateful. I always got to start with that because I feel like she might come throw a chocolate at me through this.
Because it don't matter how old you are, your mom will still get the chancla on you
You
for
hear me?
sure.
It don't matter. But like, man, sometimes and it don't happen too often. For the most part, we do good, But it's always that one little time where you just sit there like, oh boy, I can't wait to move on. And
Hmm.
honestly, I told myself that's another reason why I'm like so dead set on going for this career choice because I'm like, I know I'm always gonna have work.
Yeah.
I'm always gonna have work. Healthcare is well, you always gonna have work. You ain't doing one thing, you doing another. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And my goal is to be able to get get a little house for her and I ain't about to
Yeah.
sit here and wait on no man to save me. Bitch, I ain't
We can't.
Rapunzel. Cool.
We can't. I've tried waiting. Now we're 6 years in. I can't wait no more. Damn.
Can't wait no more. Can't wait no
Not
more.
for
I'm telling
real.
you. That's why it's like, you know what? It's getting real. It's getting to that point. And shoot, while I'm here and I know they're gonna be here, let me go on ahead and knock this little degree out the way and I'll be out y'all hair.
Um, I just had a random thought. I feel like most Latinas growing up, we get princess treatment. Like we're raised tough, but we get princess treatment.
We get
I don't
spoiled.
feel like, yeah, I don't feel like we get raised. Well, at least I think our generation still. I don't know how the newer generations are doing when it comes to that, but I feel like our generation was raised to be wives, housewives, and just very princess, take care of me. And unfortunately, we experience life and the culture is different here, so the men act as such, and we end up being single mothers. But the one thing that kind of stuck out to me as we're talking about this is, even though we grew up very like princesa, when it comes down to it, and we had to do it for ourselves, how quickly we're able to just immediately switch into that more
Oh yeah.
masculine role and take charge. What do you think about that? Because I just had that cross my mind.
You know, it's crazy because I was just recently thinking that too, and I honestly feel that it's because of the balance of tough love and the princess treatment. That tough love came in
Mm-hmm.
handy exactly when it was supposed to. When
Yeah,
I tell you, I already knew. I was like, I can't. Just I have to do something.
yeah.
And anytime again, discernment one hell of a thing. Every time it hits, you just girl, I got it. What? Every time
Mm,
you just feel that urge of like, okay, I have to do something. I have to do something. Like I cannot. My parents didn't raise no quitter. They
right,
raised no bitch. Get
right,
up. Stand up.
right.
You know, and honestly, I think that's what it is. That tough love that they like instilled in us is like, oh, I can't be in this situation. Oh, I
Yeah.
can't be in this situation. And you feel that shit within you, and you're like, oh, I gotta
Mm,
shift something. Something's gotta give.
yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
have
yeah,
no
yeah.
choice. Because it's at the end of the day, because we were raised that way, we it's like we know better. Like, yeah, maybe like we made the decisions we made, but like we know better than to stay in a shitty
Yeah, I would
situation.
I was just thinking about that. Like it's almost like we're very prideful, and I don't take it as a bad thing, but we're very like good prideful. So it's like shit, if we did it, fuck it, we gonna do that shit all the way. We gonna stand on, we gonna do it the best that we motherfucking can because we're Latinos, we're Puerto Rican. That's really how I think we were raised for sure. So it's like shit, we did it, own it, and execute it. Damn.
That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. It's literally such a crazy dynamic. It's so funny because I was having a conversation with one of my coworkers a little bit ago too. She's Dominican though. And
Mm-hmm.
she was like, my parents raised the princesa. Like I'm a
Mm-hmm.
spoiled little brat, but she gets her own. That girl works so
Yeah.
damn hard, and I'm like, oh, period. And
Yeah.
I mean, she don't got no kids or nothing. Love that for her because she gives herself a cute little lavish life. I love her little life. It's so cute, and I just love to see it. I'm like, look
Yeah.
at you, girl. She like up
Oh
and
man.
moved here all by herself when she was 18, and she's 25 now, and she's like doing her thing, and
Ah,
it's things like that. I'm telling you, us Hispanic women, we were just raised in a way where it's like, yeah, we gonna do that
we're
shit.
gonna do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Because if no one else, we still gonna get what we feel like we deserve. We're hustlers for sure. For sure.
Exactly.
For
And
sure.
and if you ain't gonna do it, I am.
Now I have to ask you because one thing that I feel like I've run across a lot being a single mother is like the judgment that comes with it, especially when it comes to like dating or having to work a full time job or anything like that. It's almost like I have this running joke that my family thinks I'm capable of just like doing all these things at once, which I'm not. Like, I can't keep a full time job and be missing all the time for the kids. I can't, that's not how that works. I've been blessed, but that's not how that works. So, how do you feel like your family handles you having to do the more masculine role things like being the provider, doing the full-time thing?
They're very supportive. They're very supportive. But I think that there's also a bit of blindness as in regards to the capacity of what I really can do when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
work. Like I work full time at the Grandma. I work 5 days a week, and I've had to rotate my schedule. I've had to do some nights as well as mornings during the week just so that I can even feel like I have some kind of a brain left, you
Mm-hmm.
know, just for me.
Yeah.
And it's when I've made those decisions to do stuff like that, it's difficult because then my people have to take on a bigger role of caretaker now. They don't just have to pick her up from school, they also have to feed her, get her washed up, get her in bed at a good time while I work. And
Yeah.
I feel like that causes a little bit of strain for sure. And then I always have to, remind them like, y'all do know why I'm doing this, right? Like, if I work this shift, I can get an extra so and so amount of money. Like, I need that. I don't
Yeah.
get paid much.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a little bit of both. It causes a little bit of strain, but there also is a lot of support in it, which is This is also why, like, going into this new journey, like, I'm aware of, like, if I'm staying at my current job, I have to cut down my hours. And
Mhm.
I'm trying to, do the math in my head and figure out a good schedule that will work for me so that I can still parent and I can go to school and do what I gotta do. It's a lot.
It's
It's a lot.
look, and unfortunately, I remember like I think it was shortly after I had my daughter. I had tried to see if I could get on like WIC and stuff like that. It helps. I needed it. And when I called, and I was talking to them about it, I was telling her that I was going back to work. And she was like, oh, well, like legally, I think at that time at least, she was like, you don't really have to go back to work until they're like, I want to say she said like something like 10 years old or some shit. And at the time with newborns, I was like, what the hell? Like, you just gonna let somebody not have a job? Now that they're in school and y'all got early release days and the school be calling me, pick your kid up, even though I just dropped him off just because he coughed a little bit in class, all these things. Now I get it. Because it is almost impossible to even be able to get your kid to and from school, which you have to legally do, or you get put in jail. It, you can't have a regular work schedule.
You can't. You
It's
can't.
insane.
You can't. It's so bad because I'm supposed to go into work at 7:30. They were
Mm,
kind enough to push me back to 7:45 so I could get to work on time. Because
mm,
the schools for her the doors for her school don't open till 6:30. That's the earliest for
mm.
before care. I have to drop her off then to drive all the way to my job, which in the mornings that traffic will be like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Mm.
And I barely make it sometimes. I barely make it. And then I have to sit there, work my whole shift, and it's a lot. It's draining, and then boom, it takes me a whole hour to get home because the afternoon traffic is diabolical here in Florida now.
Yeah. Oh my
Um,
god.
it's so bad. And then like I get home and I was so tired. I was so tired, and I don't want to do nothing. But
Yeah.
now we gotta do this. Now we
Yeah.
gotta do that. Oh, I haven't seen you all day. Oh my goodness. Let me give you my time. Now I'm breadcrumbing you because I'm tired.
Yep. Bread. I'm so guilty of breadcrumbing my children, and God love it. I was working 3 jobs at one time, and my main job. I was doing a split shift so I could take my son. I couldn't afford the before care and after care. How much do they charge you to be able to drop her
At
off early?
her school they do it through YMCA and it's only
Oh,
15
like
every
$15?
every 2 weeks, something like that. Yeah.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's a blessing. We gotta pay like, well, I guess it would break down if y'all do it monthly. I don't know. I want to say it's like 150 for the morning and then 150 for the afternoon per kid. And I was like, oh, I'm
She
not
also
doing
goes
that.
to a public school because I used to work at a charter school and it used to be like that for the charter school that I worked at.
See, and my kids go to a public school.
That's
And I'm like,
crazy.
and they have limited slots too. So it's not even like guaranteed it's like if you can get in, it's ridiculous. And I'm like, well, my kids are too young to be able to like go on a bus and go home. Like, where are they
Right.
gonna go? But yeah, so I had to work a split shift. So I would go in and be at work by 9 a.m. because I can't drop them off until 8 a.m. That's when their doors open. And then I would have to be back out of work by like 2:30. And then I would have enough time to get home, put a little something in the oven, and then I was clocking back into work from home until like 9 or 10. And I remember like everybody being like, oh, okay, this is good. The kids are with you. I can't tell you how many times my kids, like we're talking 2 and 3 years old, basically parenting themselves because I'm busy working from home, just trying to make it work. And everybody else in my family and all my friends in my circle are like, oh, she's good. She's doing it. No, barely. Barely. And my kids are getting no time with me. None at all.
See, and that's the rough part. I feel like I've been very fortunate with this job. They have been like pretty understanding for what it's worth. I mean, they've
Yeah.
flexed hours for me and everything, but like even still, like it's a lot. You really don't get a whole lot of time.
Mm-mm.
and it sucks because there's no worse feeling than knowing that you're actively breadcrumbing your kid, and it's like this is literally all I have left to give right now.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like I'm trying to do this like this. Mama's on -10.
Yeah.
I'm giving you the -10 I have.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for
Like
real.
it's rough. It really is, and that's why like I honestly am looking forward to like cutting down my hours a little bit because, like I said before, I don't love my job. I really don't.
Hmm.
Um, it's just a paycheck to me at the current moment.
Yeah.
It really
I
is.
feel that.
I've grown tired of it. This place has expired for me. It
Hmm.
did what it needed to do for me in the time frame that I needed it to, but now I'm at the point where I want more. I crave more, and I want time back. And it's gonna be a lot, and I'm
Hmm.
very aware of that. Nursing school is not easy. Um, but just to know that I'm doing something bigger and better that's gonna set us both up for a better future going forward, I'm willing to sacrifice what I need to in order to make that happen. Especially with her being older and having the ability to understand more now. Like you ask questions, you're very curious, you're very
Hmm.
smart. You can understand what's going on around you now.
Yeah.
And if there's anything I want her to be able to look back and say is, you know what? My mama worked really hard. Like I remember her studying and I watched her get her degree. I watched my mommy graduate and she did it for me.
Mm.
That right there,
That's what's gonna hit. That's what
that's what's
makes it
gonna
worth it.
hit. That's what's gonna hit. And there's nothing more beautiful than that because even though there were times where I had to breadcrumb you or I didn't have as much time or I wasn't the one that was able to put you to bed, I was always there. I was
Hmm.
the one that was there. I went to the field trips. I went to parent teacher conference. I was there for
Yeah.
all of it. And that's what she'll always be able to remember.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I know a lot of women, especially like having to go back to work, being a single mom, just being a woman and a mother and doing it solo altogether is just a mixture for burnout very quickly. And a lot of women experience that in postpartum and things like
Yeah.
that. I want to ask you, like I said, I've had a little bit more support from their father, so I want your take on it. What advice do you give to women, other women who are single mothers?
I would say, lead with God in everything that you do. A happy mom creates for a happy baby. And as tiring as it is, and as difficult as it can be, because it definitely is, it's very, especially in them first 2 years, that's oh boy, the main thing you want to always do is to make sure that you're carving out time for yourself. And if that time that could be at whatever point in the day,
Mhm.
when they're napping, when you finally put them down to bed at night, you take time out for yourself, whether that's journaling, whether that's doing a podcast, whether
Mhm.
that's picking up a book, putting your show on, just laying out in bed, whatever spending time with you looks like, that is what you should do. It's very easy to lose yourself within motherhood. And it's a
Mhm.
crazy thing to say, and people probably gonna be like, what? But it's true. It's
Yep.
true. Motherhood can be very lonely sometimes, and it doesn't matter how many people you have around you that are supporting you. It's a mental loneliness, not a
Mhm.
physical one.
Mm.
So in order to keep your head sharp, the biggest thing I would have to say is to spend time with yourself. Some mothers let being a mother become their entire personality. Not that there's anything wrong with that. For some people, it works out very nicely. But I also know of a lot of mothers who have let that be the case because they felt like they had no choice and they are miserable.
Mhm.
And that isn't something that feels good at all. So if
Mhm.
you have the ability to really give yourself that self-care time, do it. Do it. And if
Yeah.
you think you can't, I promise you you're gonna find a way. Put that baby when you put that baby to bed, and instead of just, doing whatever you thought you was gonna do, spend some time with you.
Mhm.
Relearn yourself.
So I want to talk to you about this because I thought this was really interesting as well. There's a rising movement of Latina creators that are reclaiming softness, rest, and spirituality as a form to kind of combat this super strong Latina persona that I think we're kind of like known for. And we kind of talked about that duality before. But I kind of feel that way too. I kind of feel like, even for myself, naturally, I'm now kind of looking for that like reprieve. I want to rest. I want to be in my soft girl
Yes.
era. Yes.
No, because literally something about me listen, from 25 to 26, I
Mhm,
felt like I was just getting slammed with discernment, discipline, discernment,
mhm.
discipline. And I was just like,
Yeah.
and I said, I will cut off anyone I need to cut off. I want peace. If you're not in my life to bring me peace, you don't need to be here. You don't need to be
Mm,
here. I went on a couple dates, and I'm telling you, everyone that I went out, I was like, so you don't have a car. I'm not about to passenger princess another man in my car that I pay for. So you can
yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Something that I would have never said before. It's like, oh, like great person, great personality, but you trying to get your shit together. Boy, if you don't come to me prepared, don't piss me off. Don't piss me off.
I
Don't
think
piss me off.
I think at a certain age, we may need to have a whole episode like this, because I always consider myself like I'm not a gold digger. I don't expect someone to, and I can do my part, right? But at a
Right.
certain age,
It's
as
just
an
like,
adult, there's some things I feel like if you're gonna be out here dating, because don't kid yourself, dating costs money. Dating is an
dude,
investment. So if you're gonna be doing that, I'm expecting at a certain age you to have your shit together.
that's what I'm saying. There's
Yeah,
no reason at all why us as grown women are literally sitting here having to tell a grown man, well, you don't have it together. Like, I need you to be a provider for me in a relationship. So
yeah, yeah.
this ain't gonna work.
And
There's
then
no reason
yeah,
for it. There's absolutely no reason for it.
And I love the struggle love. I don't see anything wrong.
But
Sometimes
give me
struggle
something to
love, but
struggle from.
right. She said, "Where's the start point? Because I need to know how much we're
Right.
struggling here."
Like,
Yeah.
I'm down to struggle with you if you got your own car, you got your own place. You got your own car, you got your own place, you got you a steady job. Okay, let's struggle together. That's fine. But if you ain't got not
Mhm.
one of them things, why is you approaching me? Why is you pulling up to a date in an Uber and I gotta take you home?
Man, I just have so many story times, not just
Girl,
of
you
myself, but of
and
so many
me.
homegirls too. Of these, oh
Girl, you
man,
and me both. And it's just so sad to see because again, we are grown. I don't know,
yeah,
like I'm 26 and it's just like I date with it. I date in a 10-year like interval. I won't go further
yeah,
than 36 at this point. When it was 25, it was 35. And let me just say that the people that approach me, it's just like you look good, you smell good, you look like you put together, but when it come down to it and I'm getting to know you, ain't got no car.
it's when they really feel comfortable. The truth start coming out, and you just
What? You ain't
you
got
just be
no
looking at them
car.
like the fuck.
A parent, you ain't got no car. Supposedly you selling insurance door to door. Yeah, you ain't you sleeping on your mama couch. I don't get it. I don't get it. But you look so good. It's a damn shame. Yeah, a waste of a man. Cause why are you at this big old age talking about, oh, I'm trying to get it together, Papa? That was what your beginning of the 20s was for. That's what it was for. You were
That is
supposed to
see,
be
yes. And if something happened to you, fellas, and I want to be clear about this, we're not talking. Life happens, all right,
exactly, and it
and
does.
that's
It does.
okay, and we support you for that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the men who are just so content
Yep.
there. That's what I have. Because even like you said, as a woman,
Yes.
kids or no kids, I wouldn't be
These are no
content
kids
there. So I
at
need you
all.
to not be content there.
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
complacency and stagnancy is disgusting.
Yeah. That's
I will
really what the
say it
turnoff is.
again,
Say it again, girl.
motherfuckers. Complacency and stagnancy is disgusting. Why are you complacent? Why are you complacent? You about to hit 30. And you mean to tell me you ain't got no.
It's the really, it's always the and it's in the shop. It's about to be out though. Stop it. Stop lying to me. How long has your car been in the shop, sir?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's actually no way. Talk about, oh man, I'm looking for a wife. You looking for a wife, but you ain't got no car. You ain't got no house. You ain't got nothing stable. Ain't nobody about to raise you. That was your mama job. And if she failed you, I sure ain't finna be the one to finish.
Again, it's y'all ladies' sons. It's y'all sons out here stressing us out.
I'm trying to
Damn.
tell you. And I know she ain't raised you like that. I know she did.
You would be surprised. But
Oh,
that's a
sometimes,
and I
sometimes,
oop, and that's
sometimes I
another
do.
episode.
And you know what? And you're right. And you're right. And add me on that episode because I sure do
Yes.
got a lot to say.
Oh
But
my God.
but when it comes down to it, it's just a matter of like I think these men just want to be saved too.
They do.
And that's icky because if we wanna get like biblical with it, you're supposed to
Yeah.
be the provider, the
Yeah.
breadwinner, the disciplinary figure. You're supposed to be like, and you're supposed to lead me as the
Hmm.
woman. I'm supposed to be the nurturer, the
Yeah. Yeah.
caretaker,
Hmm.
the one that holds down the home front so that
Yes.
you can provide for us.
Yes. 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 Yes.
So,
Yes. Everything. Yes.
oh, I tell
Yeah.
you, this is stressing me out.
I will for the fellas because I know y'all love to get pissed off at our clips when we be talking. About, y'all never talk about the females. Females too. We get it. Again, it's Mother's Day month. Let us have this one.
Right, let us have this
Um,
one.
let us have it for the fellas that are good. You know you good. And if you ain't got no car, I know Uber and Lyft is very expensive. So that don't mean you ain't got no money. That's not what we saying.
Exactly. The only
So
time they finna get upset is if the shoe fits.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because if the shoe don't fit, why you get mad, baby?
That's
What you what you getting
that's
mad for?
true. That's
The,
true.
the the shoe
And I
must fit
think
since you so pissed.
and I know this episode and I love this episode and hopefully y'all love it too. I know we talked about some serious stuff, some stats and things like that, but us having this conversation about like if we can do it, we want our men to do it too.
Yes.
It's just so fucking real. It's just so fucking real. Especially if you like we talked about earlier, we're very go-getters. So it's not like we're sitting back like, no, do it for me, please do it for me. No, we can handle
Exactly. It's not
ourselves,
that.
but
But
we don't
it's
want
for
to handle ourselves
someone.
and you.
Exactly. It's for someone to step in and be like, what weight can I take off your shoulders? You
Mhm.
do so much and you shouldn't have to do this much. But again, that's a real man mentality. And you
Yeah.
really have to be in that headspace for it. Because no one's asking you to come in my life and fix everything for me. No. I enjoy working and I'm a hustler. I'm gonna work regardless of whether that's part-time or full-time. You hear me? It's
Mhm.
just to know that someone is backing me up and defending me and holding me down, providing for me and making
Yeah.
my life easier. It's about that concept. And I feel like that gets misconstrued for a lot of people that they think that we just want to be safe. No, Papa, you're gonna be in this picture. I'm still be hustling. It's gonna piss you off how
Yeah.
independent I am. You're
Yeah.
gonna have to. If you a real one, you're gonna have to be like, baby girl, if you don't sit down and let me do that,
Sit your ass down.
you
Yeah.
hear me? That's the energy that's necessary.
Mhm.
That's some
That
voice.
is a Latina thing because I
I'm
know
heavy in that.
definitely they be quick to be like, "Gee, just sit down. You're doing too much." And be like, "Damn, I just got to get done."
Right,
Shit,
like, it's gotta get done. It's gotta
it
get done, and
has
if you ain't
to.
gonna do it, who?
Right? Do you ever get? Which I'm sure the answer is yes. So maybe I don't want to ask that question per se, but what do you do to help you get out of that? I'm tired of doing all this shit by my motherfucking self. That when you get to that place and you're like, man, somebody, anybody save me, please. What do you do to get out of that headspace?
You know, nah, I get into that headspace at least once a month. I ain't gonna hold you. It's like a little crash out moment.
No, it's
Um,
needed.
yeah, no, and it is. I um I have to introspect a lot when
Mm,
I have those feelings, and I'm very real with myself, and I talk to myself a little rough, but it's necessary. And I
yeah.
tell myself, I'm like, you chose this. At the end of the day, you chose this. And you knew what was gonna come with choosing this. I get you tired. I get it's a lot, but ain't nobody gonna do it but you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get home, and after you put that little girl to bed, and you in your room by yourself, you cry. Let it all out till you feel nothing. Pray. Ask for wisdom. Ask for discernment. Ask for discipline. Ask for all the things that you need to ask for from God and commit yourself to it, to really fully taking that in
Mm-hmm.
and go to sleep. Now, I promise you, you will feel better in the morning. And usually I do. Usually I
Damn.
do. And because at the end of the day, I have to keep telling myself, nobody is coming to save me.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to sweep in and do this, and they sure ain't going to do it the way I do, if they could, you know? So you really just have to take it to the chin. It's a tough thing to do. And if you have a solid village with you, they gonna help keep you up too.
Yeah.
It's not a solo thing when you have people like that around you.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And I think the beautiful thing is like I said, I hadn't really talked to any of my friends about, not that I can't, but in the moment I hadn't really talked to too many people about it. And just scrolling on social media, you can find people who were like minded. I saw your post and I was like, damn, I felt
Yeah,
that. And then that in turn inspired today's episode. So I think that was like a divine timing thing too,
it
because I think
sure was.
a lot of women need to hear that message and just realize, and it's not going to be like a one size fits all solution. Everybody has their own journey, but just knowing like, okay, I'm not being dramatic. When I say I feel overwhelmed by this, there are other women who are in that situation and they feel overwhelmed as well. And we are
Yeah,
trying to do it all. And
we
that's
are.
hard on one person.
It's hard. It's hard and to
Yeah.
balance everything and still be like okay.
Yeah.
That's difficult. That's
Yeah.
very, very difficult. And that but that's also why I'm so vocal on my TikTok about my journey with it because again, a lot of people that feel that way that are not like you and me that are willing to be vocal. They don't really know who to talk to or they don't really have anyone to talk to and they rely on people that they see on TikTok, on Instagram to kind of be that camaraderie for them.
Hmm.
And for me, it's like if I'm able to help someone feel understood that I did something to impact somebody. Like I had a friend who was like, you know what, you actually pushed me to go do something big too. I'll get
Yeah.
back to you, but I think I'm ready to do something for real. And it's stuff like that that just makes you feel like, damn, I'm inspiring somebody.
Hmm.
That's what makes all the difference. We need more people like that, more people that are vocal, more people that are willing to sit down and have these kinds of conversations
Yeah.
and put it out there into the world. The people need that, especially
Yeah.
with everything going on in the world. Like,
Yes. So much so.
so
And I
much.
think giving ourselves grace, especially as mothers, as parents,
Yes.
overall is so important. I have mom guilt, I have mom shame, but I know a lot of women feel pressure to have it all together in front of their kids. And I used to really be upset with myself in the beginning when I was separating from their father. All my kids saw me go through it. And then they saw me trying to like figure out love again. So I'd be in my room crying over a failed situationship, and my kids are like, "Mommy, like, can we get popcorn for the movie?" And I'm like, "Oh," and I used to get so upset with myself, like, "Damn, G, you can't let them see you like that." But
Yeah.
I've gotten better. We're getting more regulated. We're getting a little less anxious and things like that. So like, if
Yes.
anything, they get to see that growth of like, okay, we
They
saw
do.
mom go through that hard time and now she's out of it. And that
Yeah.
matters too. Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy
Mm.
that you say that because I had a lot of that too, like
Yeah.
going through like my really rough breakups. Like I said, I had been engaged
Mm.
before, and then after that, I was in another relationship that my last one that was just ugh,
Yeah.
and just like man, I've got really beautiful memories of. I mean, me sadly, just like fully breaking down, and she didn't say anything. She just
Mm.
wrapped her arms around me and she just held me.
Yep.
She didn't say anything. She literally like just wrapped her arms around me. She's like stroking my head. And I'm just like, she never said anything. She just giving me kisses, hugging me, just holding me, and then
Yeah.
wiping my tears with her little fist. She never said anything. She just did that. And that was it until I calmed down. And
God bless her. My
that
kids are nosy.
girl,
They
that
yes,
emotional
too many questions.
intelligence,
I love that.
that emotional intelligence is beautiful. She is nosy. Don't get it twisted. She's very nosy. But I don't. It's almost like she knew in that moment. Like I don't need to ask anything. I just need to hug
Yeah.
my mom right now.
Yeah.
And it hit. It hit my soul. It hit my soul that moment. And I realized it's okay to show this vulnerability because I was always hiding it.
Yes.
I never
Yes.
wanted her to see me cry. I never wanted her to, you know, I never wanted her to
Mhm.
see that. And after that, I was like, you know what? It's okay to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
It's okay. Because such a beautiful memory came out of that.
Yeah.
And at the same time too, it's like it helps them be more emotionally intelligent when
Yeah.
you allow them in like that. Because we also have to remember this is their first time going through everything.
Yeah.
They don't know this from that. You know, we're
Mhm.
teaching them that. So for
Yeah.
us to be open and vulnerable with them like that, it helps teach them emotional intelligence. It helps them be better little people.
Yeah. And I think it helps with like the bonding that you have with your child too. Like I know my parents super old school, super like strict and stuff like that. Like you don't really joke that much and things of that sort. So like I I can remember not really having a concept of my mother ever struggling or my parents ever struggling because they never it wasn't really talked about that much. You might get a story here and there, but like I didn't know their life. I didn't
Yeah,
know what they went through. I didn't see their
same,
arguments. You know what I'm saying? So
same.
yeah, I like the fact that my children can see that aspect of me and it's like, okay, mom's human too. And I think I saw a post that was like talking in reference to like us and our generation talking about our parents, like take it easy on them.
Yeah,
It's their first time living too. So what you said just reminded me of that. I'm like, yeah.
yeah. Because it's true. I went through the same thing with my parents. Like I didn't really know much of anything, growing up. I was a child. Like they really like they made that a big thing. Like
Mhm.
I had a great childhood for what it was worth. Like and it was great. I didn't really get to really fully understand it until I got older. But then, as they've shared their stories with me over the years, like, damn, like y'all really went through a lot.
Mhm.
And look at y'all, like y'all got us here. And that's a big deal because y'all stayed together through that whole thing.
Yeah.
Y'all upheld that promise of marriage to each other, and they still have so much love for each other to this day. And it's just a beautiful thing to see. And that I think is what keeps the hope of love alive for me. And it keeps me thinking
Mhm.
that at the right time, when God ordains it, God will bring it to my life.
which I think is ultimately the goal.
Yes.
And ladies, if you, I know we're focusing on moms and things like that, but if you're not a mother, don't be afraid to take your time, pour into yourself. If you are a mother, also take some time and pour into yourself, and don't let anybody make you feel bad about it. I'm so grateful that you're sharing your journey, because I can't wait to like sit back and watch and get to see how everything unfolds. And I've loved this so much. So I'm definitely going to try to have you back on so you guys will
As you
get to
should. I'm
see
so
it
down.
unfold. I love this. I love you. I love everything about
I
you.
love
Do you want
you.
to plug your socials again and let the people know where they can find you in any new projects that you're working on?
Yes, so cutely enough, I actually had dropped a song recently for my birthday.
Mhm.
It's called I'm Not Sorry. You can find it on all streaming platforms. If you can't find it, the link to all my music is in my TikTok bio as well as my Instagram bio, and they are both going to be the same handles at She Music, SSHII Music, SHII Music. And I definitely follow back. So by all means, I share my personal stories on TikTok. Instagram is more music based for me, but on TikTok is where I get raw, I get personal, I share my testimony. So you definitely want to follow me on there and follow my journey. And if there's anyone that you feel like you just need that like one-on-one talk, I'm ready to preach to whoever need me, baby.
That. I love that. Oh my goodness. I've loved having you on here. I know you guys are going to love her as well. It's like one big family over here. Be sure to
Eddie,
check her out. Her socials and everything will be linked in the description below. If anybody tells you that you can't be a mother, yes, the fuck you can. Regardless if you're a single mom or not, we got this, okay? We are standing together. Besos and blessings. Have a good night.